So last year you presented about TV's lack of confidence, right? It was at the Extra event.
Yeah.
And then within that deck, which I really liked, by the way, it was you were showing actually we've only lost a very small percentage of viewership, and you were comparing it to the competition and all that sort of stuff. We've seen some recent reports of TV sort of coming back. It's flat. Viewership is actually up, but the money's sort of slightly coming back. Good positive results in the UK that we've just seen. Has TV, in your view, got its swagger back?
I don't think we are there yet. We still have some things to do. And the boldness and being proud, I think, is two pieces that we should work on. We shouldn't be ashamed that versus the platforms and what they have to offer. We need to go back to the basics. This is what we do here on our RTL Beach. We talk about content. Today we talked about news. Tomorrow we'll talk about entertainment. On Wednesday we'll talk about sports. And then we'll talk about very strong topics like cooking across Europe. It is a very strong topic. And we need to go back to those basics, I think, because this is at the core of what we do. Strong productions, strong content that create great audiences. And we need to be proud of it. And TV in Europe, at least, is still one of the largest, is a reach-making machine. So you want to reach a large group of audience in a very short time, you do TV. And then you complete TV with CTV, with streaming, with social if you want, or other sorts of media. But I think TV is at the core.
So is the confidence coming back, the swagger? But it's coming back, but it's not quite there yet. Would you say that?
Well, I think the confidence is there.
Yeah.
The results are not quite there yet.
Okay.
But they will come, I'm sure.
So you've been on the path about collaboration, and it's a frustrating experience for me personally as well. I have the same experience of you, go around the world trying to encourage broadcasters to work together. Are you satisfied where we're at in terms of the collaboration or the collaborative efforts that we've made so far? And if you're not, what would you like to see happen in the next 12 months?
Okay. So I think so far I'm happy with what we have achieved so far. And the achievement is the last nearly 10 years achievement. We've been growing our business portfolio, and we've been working with the number one or the number two players or number three players in each and every market. So it's easier when it's a different market, obviously. And I think here we reached quite some very successful media portfolio. Now we need to come to the next level. We need to enlarge the local partnerships and bring it at an international level, meaning that we need to convince more local national broadcasters and streamers and premium publisher to join the club of RTL AdAlliance. This is what we will continue to do. I think it's not moving super fast. We made progress. For instance, in the UK, we just embarked Virgin Media. We have DAZN. We have Titan OS, which are, I would say, new partners with us on top of our broadcasters and streaming partners. We're currently having some good conversations across Europe, and hopefully in a few months, I will be able to give you some good news and very positive news regarding our media portfolio.
So the collaboration you're looking at is a consistent buying platform that's European and global. Is that the critical collaborative effort that you're looking to achieve?
Yes, what made Europe so unique, makes Europe so unique, different countries, different languages, different cultures, different way of consuming media, is on a global scale, not necessarily an advantage. We are penalized by our fragmentation in Europe. So in order to stand out against global platforms and to make sure global advertisers are still putting their money on our media, we need to unite. We need to make our inventory more simple. We need to unite. We need to speak as one voice, if we can, and to go beyond local egocentric complexities sometimes for the greater good. And I think we're on the way. I think more and more partners and publishers understand that message. It's not always easy to go to the next level and to implement. But I think now they all understand that we need to team up in order to be stronger together.
Yeah, I can certainly think. I think a lot of people can get around that particular narrative. It's obviously a lot harder to do than it is saying it.
It is.
But I think it's still taken far too long, and I think we're starting to see in some markets around the world the impacts of inertia and doing nothing.
I agree.
I think one of the things here which dovetails the sort of confidence and coming out and being proud of what we've got and getting in front of clients is obviously coming to Cannes and having this stand, which I know is an incredible investment on your behalf. It is, right? And that's part of the swagger and the confidence that you're referring to. Are you satisfied with how this year the TV companies have shown up in this market?
Well, I'm satisfied about
the European ones.
I'm satisfied about what we do, and I think we've been very consistent and persistent in our strategy, being and putting a European flag on this particular beach. But if you look at on the right side, on the left-hand side of my my body here, you see American companies on the left side, you see American companies on the right-hand side, unfortunately, and still not a lot of European companies. So we are very happy to welcome everyone, obviously. This is our pitch, this is our strategy, and we will continue. But I fear that, again, fragmentation is our own worst enemy, and we need to team up in order to continue to be there. You were mentioning the heavy investment. I can tell you it's a huge investment to be here. And every year, I'm wondering personally whether I will be able to be back next year. I need to convince my CFO. I need to convince my shareholders. I need to convince my partners. I need to convince new partners to team up with us to support us. And so far, so good, I would say. But it's not a walk in the park. And we need to continue to fight for it, because if one day we are not there, I think it's going to be very detrimental for the whole industry in Europe, unfortunately.
One thing I've noticed as well, having been here for the last 2, 3, 4 years, is the sheer number of actually direct clients at global levels who do come here, and they do appreciate it. And I'm not just saying that for this interview. They say it's one of their favourite places to attend because it represents European media. Yeah. Do you think the messaging that you've got to clients about news, about lifestyle, about connecting with local, do you think that's resonating with them? Do you think it shifts the needle?
I think it's resonating more and more. We've been partnering with clients, obviously, but with different associations. So WFA as well. We've been very consistent for the last 5 years, and it starts to resonate. We are partnering, obviously, with ECTA. I've been elected as a new president-elect, and I want to move the needle personally.
Congrats.
Thank you. And to really sustain and support the industry, not just our part of the industry as RTL Group, but the whole industry. Because I really believe that if this industry thrives, it will be beneficial for us as RTL as well, and as our competitors. It's not anymore a local game; it's a global game. So we need to team up together, and for sure, I'm trying to move the needle personally with my team, and I think we do. It resonates. We have very good relationship with a lot of CMOs and decision makers from around the world, and it's starting to show. And hopefully, we will be able to continue.
I think we can all agree now with Brian Weeser's comment, which was about 2 or 3 years ago, that it's not a local game anymore, it's global. And I think we're all on board with that now.
Absolutely. Brian is very right.
Well, that's a good way to end. Thank you for your time, mate.
Thank you.